Good morning, Lord. I should have took some time to run a brush through my hair. Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone.
Welcome to the sick ward at the Queen City Picker Station.
That's right. Oh Lord. Um, I know y'all have just missed me terribly while I've been gone. So what's been going on? What kind of crises has been going on since I've been gone?
Oh, let's see.
Good morning, baseball. Good morning, Jabus.
I went to my
Good morning, Hank.
6 month checkup yesterday. Doc put me on a 6 month checkup instead of the 1 year.
Good morning, Vintage.
I'm like, dang, am I getting so old you have to monitor me twice a year instead of just once?
Yep, that's what happens when we start getting old.
So he took my blood work and can't wait for the awesome results. Same old story. Exercise more, eat less, and uh, take these pills. Yeah.
Okay, well, Vintage is just going to start this show off with a blast. Good morning, all. Have a reselling question. I have 50 plus pocket knives, many with rust. Has anyone ever used Everrust, a vapor
Evaporate.
rust, to soak a thing up?
Evaporust.
A vapor rust. Eva Rust, Eva Forest. Okay.
I have not used it, but I have used navel jelly. Look up navel jelly. It will take off rust. I haven't used Evaporust, but why wouldn't it work?
Good morning, Junk Trader. Good morning, Chick. Oh, dang.
Holy moly.
He is on something this morning.
I like being backstage because only y'all can hear me.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I'll try to remember that.
Who gave you a compliment?
They
You
don't do
did
blood
when
tests
you
for
called me a
pregnancies
B
anymore.
word.
I came here just to tell you that at 3:30 yesterday, were your ears burning because I was cussing you out?
Who?
Fucking Todd.
What did I do?
So I'm wandering around peacefully in my thrift store, and they got new donations. And listen here, motherfucker.
You bought a tripod
I know,
with a ball joint.
I know. That's what they call me, the old ball joint tripod. If you ever see that one, pick that one up.
Okay.
So why are you cussing me? I gave you a bolo and you took advantage of it.
You didn't give me a bolo. I already knew about these things.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I sold that one from Nashville for $50.
that's a
How
ninety
much did
dollars.
it cost?
That's a $90 tripod. I paid five for it. It's heavy as crap. Was yours real heavy? You could pick because I had like six of them, and when you immediately pick that one up, you go, it's different than the rest. Well, I knew Manfrotto. Manfrotto is a huge name and tripods and camera accessories.
Yeah, no, the one I had was aluminum, so it wasn't extremely heavy.
That one weighs about three times what it weighed what the other five did combined to that one. That's a
Must
so,
be steel instead of
I don't know.
aluminum.
But this one is strange because it has these little things on it here that allow you to make it where the legs would go farther out.
Right.
And then it's also the ball. You can it has two adjustments on the ball. You can tighten it down, and when you get to where you want to, the other one will lock it in place. So no matter what, it doesn't come undone. You know it's expensive when the ball joint has its own model number.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's
So,
great.
so in order to get even with Utah from now on, Would you have even looked at this?
What is that?
It looks like a speaker. Yeah, I would look at it.
Is that an air filter?
Close. Air purifier.
Okay.
So how do you know what it is? It just has a little tag right there on it. How do you know anything about it?
Google Lens it.
You could do that. Or if you spin the top off, the model number's inside it.
Okay.
I paid 10 for this. It's called a Blue Air, made by a company called Blue. I just listed it for 75 plus shipping.
We've got a white one of those, and I think that thing was over $200.
Yeah, if you buy them new, this thing is that expensive. I'd never heard of Blue Air, but the other day when I bought 3 air filters and a dehumidifier. I'm finally getting around to listening.
Good morning, Craig.
I'd never heard of Blue Air before, but the other one I had heard of Winix, 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 because we actually have a Winix. I think Johnny bought ours at Costco. They were big at Costco a few years ago. The one I got, I'm surprised she didn't want it because it's nicer than the one we've already got, but she didn't mention it, so I'm gonna listen in a few minutes.
Good morning, Mike.
And what's the other thing I picked up? Do y'all even look at those?
Yeah, but most of the time people want to charge too much for those at garage and estate sales.
Thrift store had it for $4.
How big is it?
It's a 4-quart roaster. Vision's 4-quart roaster.
Yeah, I've sold quite a lot of that.
We always have those on the shelves in our thrift stores. I don't think people wants to.
That one's 35 plus shipping on eBay. I picked it up just because it was $4.
It's a Vision's roaster.
Yeah, by Corning made one called Vision. They're in different colors. That tan is the most common color, but they make things in plum or purple color and something.
Yeah.
Else. Yeah, it does sell well, JT.
And even their cookware, their regular pots, and you can put something in it and stick it in the oven.
Yeah, that one's made to do all that.
Yeah. The thing about it is, though, is a lot of people don't like setting that glass down on top of their, because a lot of people, I'm going to say most people, a lot of people have the glass top stove, and people don't like putting them down on it.
You know, they make these things called trivets and oven mitts and stuff.
Yeah.
They those are a lot easier to clean than like cast iron pots or just regular pots and pans.
Okay, so that's the other thing too. When I looked at that one, it's perfectly clean. All I did was wipe it off with a towel. If it's too much work because of how heavy it is, and I might have skipped it, but since that one was pristine, I'm like, you know what? All I gotta do is wipe it off and take pictures. A lot of it depends on when I pick up stuff. I really am starting to look at something and go, you know, how much work is involved in getting that ready to sell? Because I think that's something most people don't think about. They just go, oh, look, Bolo, grab that. But it does make it nice listing when you're listing things that are $30 and $40 each.
Yeah. So I was at the doctor yesterday, and you know.
Did you make sure you didn't have a football like championship ring or something? Some huge hands.
He told me to bend over. He said, "Dang, that looks a lot like a guy beard picker or something like that." Nah, he didn't check that in.
That just.
Oh, we almost killed time.
That conversation there just totally what I was going to say just went completely out of my mind. Um,
I will pick up things that are like this one is 14 plus shipping. It was only $1, but the Tupperware steamer from the 70s, that's that
Right.
yellow color, that harvest that yellow. Because I didn't have to do anything but take the sticker off of it and take pictures of it. If I would have had to clean this at all, I would have left it. But since it was just take one sticker off and take pictures of it, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll make the $10 on it. A lot of this stuff, because you'll see a lot of Tupperware and it's either discolored or it's dirty. Because especially if depending on what they, worst thing you can do is like put spaghetti in Tupperware. Oh my god, to get that color, it stains it so bad.
yeah.
Uh,
I my doctor's office is right beside a pub, not a Publix, a Goodwill. And so I had my little mask on and I went in there. I jumped in the Goodwill and they had a hot dogger. Does anybody remember hot doggers?
Mhm.
is that the one that does the buns and the hot dog at the same time?
No, it does the hot dogs. It basically electrocutes the hot dogs. Um, it was a little square thing. It had two little prongs on each end, and you'd stick a hot dog on it. And once you turned it on, it basically cooked it from the inside out because it was basically electrocuting it. They stunk. My mom got one, and we used it like once or twice, and it disappeared because it smells. I mean, the way it cooks it, it just smells terribly. Anyway, good morning, John. Good morning, Rise. Craig. Did I miss anybody else up here? Let's go the other way now. Yeah, I take a multivitamin every day, and I take extra vitamin C. But this thing I've got is going around Charlotte like crazy.
And then let it go.
Yep. Hey Sue. Yeah, electrocuted hot dogs. Look on go. Ah, shit.
So Jody and I were talking the other night. My grandmother. So they made these things in the 70s and early 80s. Do you remember them? They're like, I think Presto made them. They were like a little square with a long handle. They were George Foreman's before they were George Foreman's, where you could cook a hamburger, like put like one hamburger at a time. Do y'all remember those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma, I was like, John, I'm gonna find one in a yard sale or somewhere, because my grandmother used to make grilled cheeses in them, and say no, the grilled cheese would flatten down to like less than half of what it was, but you had like a serious piece of toast and shit. I mean, it was the best. I remember growing up with the best grilled cheeses because it was so compact. It was almost the size of a thickness of a freaking cracker. Uh,
Okay, that link that I just posted, it takes you to a YouTube video with a hot dogger in it. And Kent, no, I have not been on a cruise. I got it from my son.
I don't think you get his joke.
We're yeah, you basically could. Anyhow,
I don't
this
remember all it.
the doctor told me. She said I can prescribe you something. You can go pick it up. She says, or you can walk next door to the pharmacy and get some NyQuil and some Mucinex. Follow the directions, and you'll get well just as fast as the prescription. I said, okay. So I went next door and got some Mucinex and some um, NyQuil. I thought I had, Roberta made me go to the doctor because she thought I had pneumonia. And old people in pneumonia don't together very well. I love NyQuil.
Mm.
NyQuil's Javis. That is a good catch-all.
Can't you need to stop?
I don't even know what is that.
But first he said that Roberta was low on vitamin D,
I
and then he says you need Cialis, which makes your little thing stand up.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need that. I don't need that.
So you missed the first joke, so you wouldn't understand the second joke.
Well, he's a pervert anyway, so what can I say?
I'm not arguing with that point. I'm just saying.
Um, anyhow, I'm on the mend.
Mm-mm. I actually sold.
There's no wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's no little about that, baby. There is no. Back when I was a teenager, I was called the tripod. Okay.
Uh, and actually sold something on Macari this weekend. I had one sale on Macari, and somebody called me and said, "Don't you still have this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Come on, Chaz.
They're like, "I'm out. You might want to sell all yours over there." I'm like, "Okay." And I sold what I sell 70. I sold $240 worth on Macari. I'd only sold one item before.
3 shots of Evan Williams. Yeah. It all.
What the hell? We gonna watch reruns of this show for?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Because it'll put you to sleep.
Uh, at least entertain yourself. Watch some 70s. Watch some Jeffersons or Sanford and Son or Archie Bunker. Something.
Yeah. Good. To jump off the front porch real fast, like my
Oh,
neighbor, 2 houses up, his wife is French, and her nephew Francois has spent the summer with them, and he's 16. You would have thought he was a 9-year-old in a Toys R Us. Everything has been he's just been about a mate because he's never been to the U.S. before. Um, he was just amazed about how we do everything over here. You know, Walmart. You know, he just about seized out on Walmart. Walmart. It, just listening to him, and this is before I got sick. He was amazed. You know, he just like your laundry room is big as my bedroom is. I'm like, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, it just it just popped in my mind.
Why
That's
you
what
said
happened.
that, Phil? Is my camera better today?
Did you get a new one or something, or did you just
No,
clean the contacts,
no.
clean
it
the
looks.
lens?
It actually looks normal today.
Now
I
I'm
don't.
going to say, and
I don't
I'm
get
not,
it. Why
I'm
does
not.
it do that on my show, but it didn't do it on Tom's show?
Did you
That's
restart your computer or something crazy?
nope.
No, the quality. I'm gonna have to say the quality of video through EV Mux is better than StreamYard.
Maybe that's it.
But weren't you pixelated on my show too, though?
Don't. I don't know. I'm old. I can't remember.
Yeah, not me either. That's what I was asking you.
Don't talk about y'all's relationship. He pixelated on. Oh Lord.
Uh,
Oh
No, you do get for the standard EV Mux. You get the higher. I think 480 is the highest on StreamYard for the free. I think you get 720 on this one.
well, I have the paid one, so I got 55 listed with 40 listed. Sunday 47 shipped Monday 25 listed Monday. Been a busy weekend. Are you straight listing, or you use list easier, or you
He,
just got motivated rise and grind?
I think he's using both right now. He's got List Easier and Reva.
He's the smart one, trying everything. See what works best for his situation.
He said the same thing Marcia said, that Marcia's tried them both. If you're doing batch items, List Easier is easier to do a bunch of items at once. But one offs is easier on Reva.
Check the settings on StreamYard. It said Todd was broadcasting at 7:20.
I checked it yesterday. It said 7:20. So I don't know.
Todd, you just might have to break down and spend $50 for a new
Well,
webcam.
and I don't mind doing that, except now it's clear. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the difference?
Did you wipe the lens off?
No, I haven't done anything. So it's got to be the difference between StreamYard and EV Mux. EV Mux. Maybe I should just switch to EV Mux. I've used EV Mux before a couple of years ago.
Yeah, when you ran out of time on your free listing, wasn't that what?
No, I think he paid for the $70.
No,
But List Easier is really built for,
oh,
I've got 30 items of the same kind, because they've all got to be in the same category. It can't even be men's and women's clothes because they're different categories.
Had you? Because I've been sick, I haven't and the funeral and all that. I haven't looked recently. Have they been adding more categories?
I didn't look yesterday. I know they've added a ton. Let's see what they've added.
was there a lot of folks at your aunt's funeral?
Yeah, there was. She was really revered at her church. So it was really full of people from her church. Because my mom is her only. My mom was Aunt Beck is my mom was my mom's last sibling to be alive, and I don't know how it is with y'all, but you might be close with your cousins when you're young, but when you get older, everybody's doing their own thing, scattered all over the place. So my two brothers and I, my cousin Denise, we were the only nieces and nephews at the funeral. Everybody else was church people.
The magnetic field?
And damn, they had some food. Because, in the South, either before or after the funeral, the church feeds you. And these people had enough food to feed 500 people. And I'm talking about good home cooked stuff. Butter beans and rice and corn and banana pudding, all that good stuff. None of that store-bought crap. Them little old ladies could do some cooking.
The problem is, I don't think so many people realize how many freaking categories there are on eBay. And you know what the sad thing is? They force everything into categories, and nobody shops by categories. I'm to the point where I think categories are an antiquated thing.
Yeah, because like I've always said, if I go to eBay looking for something, I'm going to for a specific item.
Correct.
I don't, I'm looking for a sprocket for a bicycle 4796 Speedstar.
I'm not
That's
going.
what I'm looking for.
I'm not going browsing bicycle parts.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what.
But man, I'm looking for that item. I'm not. It's not like a mall where you walk in the store and you kind of look around. I mean, nobody. Does anybody do that? just go. Well, today I'm going to go browse through all the lotions in health and beauty today. Nobody
The,
does it.
the store manager at Food Line, because they just finished doing a big reset. Bread has always been on aisle 2, across the aisle from peanut butter and jelly. It's over. The bread is on 10, and the peanut butter and jelly is over on 12 from the milk. And I said, "What the hell, dude?" Because I've known him quite a while. And I said, "What the hell? What's up with moving everything around?" He says, We got to slow you old bastards down." He says, "You come in here and you go get squash, a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, and you're out of here." He said, "Now you've got to look for it. You got it, so you might see something else that you want." I said, "Well, I understand that, but it really is a crazy thing. What's a mall? Baseball malls are actually making a comeback.
Uh, hey, there
One of
was
my
a
one of my
shame.
friends works for one of the biggest mall management companies in the United States. And whereas before they were afraid that they were going to be going out of business, except for like the upscale malls like South Park in Charlotte, which has the Louis Vuitton and all that kind of crap. Regular malls people were not renewing their leases. But he
Yeah,
said that it is starting
one of our
to make a comeback.
one of our '80s malls they knocked down is now like one of those open air deals.
Uh,
We still got the old original one that had the fancier stores. It's still
right.
hanging on.
But he said, they've tried to figure out why it's making a comeback, which is good for them, of course, and for their investors and whatnot. But he said that it was because he thinks that a lot of people are just, especially the women, they like going into a store and trying something on, and if it fits and it looks good on them, they take it home with them. They're kind of over the ordering something. If it doesn't look good on them, it does not, they don't like the actual color, then they have to deal with sending it back. So,
Yeah, there was a time, Shane. Me and when Terry and I were both going out to get together. Rite Aid was their personal stuff they were getting rid of. They actually had women's toys. I think Trojan or somebody made a brand of them or a line of them, and 2 out of 3 of them were on clearance. And when you're riding around and you've got a fucking van full of that shit, you're like, if somebody ever pulls us over and wants to look in the back of this van, it's boxes and boxes full of vibrators that have been from Rite Aids all over where we were. Like, holy shit!
one of my best friends was a lesbian, and we lived next door to each other out at the lake. And she said, "Tom, if I die," she says, "I need you to go empty out my nightstand before my mother gets there." I said, "Okay. Is there something that you don't want your mother not to see in there?" And she said, "She does not need to see what's in that drawer." She had some stuff in there that would chip a tooth.
Oh my God.
Lord
Must
have
not have been very good if they were on clearance. So anyhow, Todd, how's your sales been going since I've been gone?
no, see, people don't realize just because something you can't assume because it's on clearance that it didn't sell good. These stores have to make room for new models of whatever it could be, or either they remember most of them do the Walmart model where they rent out their shelf space. So companies have a certain amount of shelf space, and if they want to put something different in the store, they have to, you know, in essence, give a discount to the store to say, hey, move this stuff because they technically own their merchandise. So
Yeah,
it's not necessarily that something doesn't sell good. It's the fact that a new model could be coming, or they want the shelf space for something else. You never know. Don't assume because it's on clearance it doesn't sell good.
a lot of stuff in Walmart is pay per scan. I mean, a lot of it. And that means Walmart does not pay for it until it's scanned and paid for at the register. Because when I was doing merchandising after I retired, I would go in Walmart and I would set stuff, and it's because it's a responsibility of the manufacturer to have it set. You know, the manager that I dealt with would say, "Okay, this is where it's going to go. Y'all have this. You have a 4 foot shelf, 4 shelves deep, and that's where everything had to go."
Yeah, Shane, you're 100% right. There was a run of about 4.5 or 5 years where a $1,500 day on Amazon was the normal. Every single day was $1,500, no matter what.
Now, is it because people are getting kicked off of it, or is it because people are not buying on Amazon?
You can't sell the same categories anymore. Well, it's a huge combination. That's an oversimplification. That's part of the problem now. But companies like Walmart changed their. You used when I first started, Tom. You could go in the middle of nowhere to a Walmart, is like in lower Missouri, into Kansas, all these single door WalMarts, and they'd have shit in there that that's been shit on itself for 10, 12 years. And so Walmart finally took the same way Target does, is where now they do regional clearance, and
Right.
it's their managers don't have a discretion anymore. If it doesn't sell, I mean, it goes out. They're no longer allowed to keep it on the shelves. I mean, the crazy shit that I found in some of those stores was amazing. So that was part of it, and then yeah, it's just doesn't seem like the opportunity is there. The margins are a whole lot less. You don't get as big a margins as you did back then. So
Well, I think Walmart Plus, in my opinion, has hit Amazon hard because my Roberta can order something, and if they have it at Walmart, it's going to be at our house in a couple hours.
so that the difference between what's the difference between Amazon and Walmart? Walmart specializes in the last mile, and if it's a normal item that's just everyday use,
Yeah,
that last mile is important because if you want it today, like you say, you can make an order and they'll bring it to you.
yeah.
$98 a year. And folks, if you live near Walmart's, like Huntsville's got 12, and 11 out of the 12 have gas stations, you get a minimum of 5 cents off a gallon just by using that card. And so through the year, it makes it free because I get so much gas. They'll let you do up to like 1,000 gallons a year or something crazy, or 1,000 gallons per whatever. It's probably higher than that now. But if you did 5 cents and 1,000 gallons, they're paying you to use their service.
Well, that's like Sam's Clubs. Most Sam's Clubs have a gas station.
Yep.
It's worth if you just buy a basic membership, it's worth the membership just to get the discount on gas.
Same thing with Costco. All three of those are, and I think BJ's has a gas station too. Ours
Yeah,
does anyway.
they
So
do.
a lot of these, if you take advantage of Walmart's, just easier because they're everywhere. I don't have to go out of my way to go to a Walmart because there's Walmarts. I drive by one all the time.
Wait a minute, Sue, honey, you only have 2 Walmart deliveries a week. Ha ha ha! What a freaking rookie!
Yeah, lightweight.
You realize there's just her. There's just two of them, right?
Yeah,
It's just Sue and Paul. They're not feeding like we are feeding upper 20s kids.
it's more. God, I wish I had a piece of chocolate cake. And the next thing I know, the damn doorbell's ringing, and there's a chocolate cake and a couple of other things.
Yeah, I think my biggest one, Shane, was like 42 something. Uh, my biggest month was one. I did 97 or 98 one month. I didn't quite get 100,000 in a month.
That's through. We use. Is it? It's Walmart Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Walmart Plus.
You get delivery,
Yeah,
and we use the hell out of it. Because I hate going to the grocery store because I will go in there to get a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk, and come out of there with $90 worth of crap because I'm like, oh, we need some of this, or we're about to run out of this. Or they've got their oatmeal raisin cookies. Buy one, get one. Well, let's get one. Let's get a couple.
Yeah, it takes Walmart at least a day to get here.
Do you not have a Walmart in town?
We only have 3,500 people live here. We're just
Damn,
now
Walmart is like.
we're just now getting a McDonald's.
Do you have a Dollar General?
Yes.
Well, if you have a population of 2, you'll get a Dollar General. If you have a
So,
population of 4, you'll have one on each end of the strip.
did I tell you about the video I watched on Dollar General on how big of a sham of a corporation that piece of shit is? So the whole premise of the story is the way Dollar Generals, they kind of come into these small communities, and it makes it, once they're there and established, that it makes it harder for like a smaller grocery store to come in and compete to serve a community. And so now that Dollar General, you ever been in there and there's been more than 2 employees?
Never.
I've never,
No.
I've never seen. I've seen 2. I think I've seen 3 once. But so what corporate does is corporate will change the prices. But they've got 2 freaking people in a store most times, sometimes 1, and they're expecting these employees to get all these price change. They can't get the shelf. You walk in there, there's shit all down the aisles because they can't get
Yeah.
them themselves anyway. And so what happens is these stores are so far behind on their pricing that you get to the register thinking it's one thing and it's something else. And they were audited. They've been fined hundreds of millions of dollars by the government for pricing inaccuracies, and they have determined that it is cheaper for them to pay the fines and screw the customer than it is to hire labor to fix the problem.
Here's the rule for North Carolina on that. If you take an item to the register and it either has a price on it or it has a price on the shelf for that item, that item, and they charge you more, they have to match the price on the shelf. They have to.
But so just okay, just think about this though. How many people look at it and look at the receipt and do all this stuff and match it? It's such a small number, Tom, that they if they've got 100, maybe 3 people, 3% max.
I never look at my receipt.
Me either. I don't ever look at it.
They tell me what it is, and I tap my card, and I'm out of there.
But there it comes because the lady they were interviewing for, who was one of the plaintiffs in a lawsuit, said most people don't have time. She goes, but I do.
Yeah.
She said, but I do.
And see, after a while, it should become. It shouldn't be just a slap on the hand from the Treasury Department.
They should be shutting down stores.
It should be becoming fraud.
They should be going after the CEO and after the people to make these decisions. See, we are too soft as a damn society. You know what I mean? Like in Cincinnati, they've arrested the 4 or 5 people, the mob, the people who knocked out the woman who wasn't doing anything. You know what? We don't need a trial. We don't need a circus. We don't need anything. You just put him in a room with somebody, tie his hands behind his back, and let them beat the whole fuck out of him. He'll never do that shit again. And you put it on broadcast TV, and everybody sees. If you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. Oh wait a minute. Old boy was in a high school gym, a contest at a wrestling at a gym. He's in the wrong one. He stabs the other boy to death on national TV. They're going to put a knife right in your fucking heart, and the damn nation's going to watch you bleed out.
I think, and I hate to say it, but I think it's time for some public hangings.
Oh, I know it. It's past time for public hangings.
And they need to take all the school children, the high schoolers, the middle schoolers. They need to line them around the.
Like I was watching this video this morning, Tom. Before this, it was on X. There was a kid. A little black kid, couldn't have been more than like 3. He was knocking shit off the shelves. And whenever the employee came up and said something to the mother, the kid told the employee to shut the fuck up 7 times. You know, that's what's wrong with this. Once the kid said
Uh,
shut the fuck up one time, one knee right to his fucking head, he would never say that the rest of his life.
you know, if
It ain't about
I'd
color.
have said that, if I had have said something like that, because the F word was not prevalent like it is now back
Oh, I know
when
it
I was
wasn't.
8 years old, my mom and my dad would have took turns beating my ass. I mean, that's just it. They
But it,
would have.
but that's just a society. It doesn't matter what the color of the kid was. It just happened to be the
Yeah,
video I watched.
it
It,
is.
it could be some little redneck. It could be whatever. It could be.
I know.
You know what? It's not
I
going to be. It's not going to be an Asian or an Indian because they don't tolerate that. But
no. There's an Indian comedian. I don't remember what her name is. She's an older lady, probably in her late 40s. She said, she says, I would the discipline my mother used on me, which is normal for the Indian community. She said is child abuse in the United States. She said my mother would have been serving a life sentence, and I thought to myself, that's pretty much right.
well, I mean, that's the problem. Is these who? So I was listening to Chris Lee, his crazy ass self on a pod. Him and his wife now do a podcast. Now they're out of jail, and he was talking about some of the problems in this society. Is the person who gave him the most trouble in prison was one of the guards who had reached the tenure status, so they couldn't touch him. He goes, they would say, "Don't stand downwind from this guy because he smells so bad." The guards would say, "If he's in a room and there's a fan going, you're going to throw up." But he said this guy was the biggest wuss, but he exercised his authority and power over people because he'd never been able to in his life. He said, "You'd look at him one time, you don't even have to punch him; he'd just pass out." But because he walks around we've allowed those kind of people in positions of power, who should never. Like they was telling a story yesterday. I was watching a teacher. He was up for tenure in Pinson, Alabama, um, and they brought in the year he was his year before his tenure. They brought in a new principal who the 2 previous schools he was at, they hated his guts. They absolutely hated his guts. And so, because what did he do? He fired 90% of the teachers in their when they reached tenure. So he said there were 10 teachers up for tenure. He fired all 10 of them because he used the extra money to fund the football program.
Mhm.
I mean, why do we allow this kind of stupidity? I mean, it's rampant everywhere. You find waste and abuse. Yesterday, they were on TV telling you that Trump was killing all these people because he took away money from USAID. What the fuck did that have to do with anything? Politicians being able to steal money and give it to their friends didn't kill anybody. Waste, fraud, and abuse didn't steal. I mean, we put up with too much stupidity. Nobody is held accountable. Right now, we've got a former president. It's damn near proven by hundreds and hundreds of people coming forward that he started a coup on the next president. That motherfucker should be swinging from the gallows. Him, John Brennan, Comey, all of them. Every single one of them committed treason against the United States of America. Hillary, all of them. They should all hang. And then you go look deep enough. Tom, you're the senator from whatever his name is, that creepy guy from South Carolina, the creepy guy from Kentucky. They should. I mean, they were up there next in this stuff. They should all hang.
Graham.
Oh yeah, Lindsey Graham, and what's the one who freezes all the time?
I don't know.
He's got the turkey neck. They should. I don't care, John.
Anissa, you're right. When you spend $100 for $100, what'd you do? Give them breadsticks? Your twins? You want to have a right nice situation. You know what? And Roberta and I follow this. It's a black couple who has a cruising channel, and they cruise a lot. at McConnell. Jake says McConnell.
Yeah, McConnell, the turkey neck. Yeah, he's the one
Uh,
that keeps freezing, and they have to touch him. He's like having mini strokes or whatever he's having.
these people have jobs. They have good jobs. They take their vacation and their family cruises. That's their whole gist of things. They'll tell you they don't get anything for free any more than anybody. Which he plays in the casino a lot, so they get a lot of really good discounts. But he says, we're paying our money, and we're on a cruise ship, and all the cruise lines have had fights except the old people cruises. They've had fights and people getting kicked off the ship and everything else. And unfortunately, 90% of the time, it's black folks. And they're to the point, and this is a black couple, they're like, what do I say? It's pretty bad when we're promoting cruising and my segment of people in the United States is causing all this problems where people are afraid to go on cruises now because they don't know whether they're going to get caught up in a fight. So
Yeah, land shark. That's what he meant to say. The pineapple tree.
those are not. That is fiction. There is no pineapple cruises. There's no upside down pineapple cruises. None of that kind of stuff.
There's nothing in your eye, Tom. Why you keep winking?
I'm gonna tell you what. Honestly, I don't want to be involved with people that participate in something like that because you don't know what it's like. I won't even get in a pool on a cruise ship. More or less.
But the only people that are held, just regular people, are only held responsible for anything they do. If you're a low income person, you're treated completely different. If you're a high income person, you're low income. If you do commit murder, you're going to get railroaded, or if you do some things. But you also get away with a lot because you can scream bloody murder. Oh my God! Am I the only one who's tired of hearing racial profiling and racial this and racial?
It's been some time ago, but we had a client, and they were a family from Horry County, South Carolina. They owned a lot of Myrtle Beach. They owned a lot of timberland, and they had an office in New York. And Mr. Mann, that's what I'm going to call him. Mr. Mann had a Ford pickup truck. He usually had on work boots, jeans, and a flannel shirt. The man was worth billions back in those days. He went to New York, his New York office. His son that was up in New York said, can you come up here for a few hours? So they sent the plane down and brought him up there. He got to the front counter and security stopped him because he looked like a homeless person. And just one of the undersecretaries happened to be by, and she said, "Good morning, Mr. Mann. Are you here to see Mr. Mann?" And he said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Well, let's go this way." And the security guard was like freaking out because he just banned one of the owners of the company from going up to their senior, going inside their office. People don't look at, they're so wrapped up in the $1,000 Gucci shoes like Anissa is, and Hank with her Louis Vuitton matching set luggage. Kent, son, this family was rich before they started keeping up with stuff like that. And he was a good friend of my mom. Not my mom, it's my aunt, my dad's oldest sister. They went to school together. Anissa, I know, honey, that you put on this, what was her name? Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island. But we know you go out on Saturday nights, you got the Louis Vuitton pumps on, the matching bag.
Nah, she got a bear and blue jeans.
You know I'm just picking at you, Nessa. Oh my God, you are old. Jordache jeans. Oh Lord, have mercy. Yeah, yeah, that's it. And this, she's styling and profiling when she goes out. Marianne, I was a Marianne person. I didn't really like Ginger. Okay, rise and grind. Who is Sydney Sweeney?
She is the one on the current controversy over the um, is it American Eagle jeans or somebody?
Oh, I don't know.
They use it as a funny. She's got good genes. They spelled it in one part of the ad. They spelled it Genes, and then it goes back to Je, and you know what I mean. They're they're making a pun on the word because she's very attractive, and then they're going back to how good she looks in their jeans or what. I mean, it's a bunch of. If it had been Big Bessie laying up there at about 300 pounds, nobody said a fucking word. I mean, come on, give me a break.
You know, feeding, clothing children these days, Anissa, is out of this world. Even if you go to Walmart, clothes are expensive when you start buying. It's okay to be gorgeous, blonde, and blue eyes. It's okay to celebrate that too. Are you blonde? I know you're gorgeous, and I've never seen you close enough to see your blue eyes. I just,
So, do y'all want the news right now? Y'all want to be the first ones to hear it?
what's that?
So, anybody that wants List Easier, they just open the site wide open. Ignore the front of the page where it says it's in a closed beta. They're in the process of changing that HTML writing. They opened the site to everyone officially 5 minutes ago.
Cool beans.
So anybody that wants to try it can now log in, create your account, and carry on with List Easier.
Yeah, peddling profits. My dad had a good friend, and the man had 4,200 acres of land, had all kinds of money,
Oh my God, Chicken Toad! Have you?
and he drove like this would have been in the 90s when he passed away. He drove like a 73 F100
Yeah,
that
the
had like 7 engines replaced in it.
millionaire next door that drives an F100 or F-150.
If you haven't read that book, it's old now. But
Have you
if
seen
you've
the
never read it, I'm sure you can find it at a discount store, or somebody might have it in our group of friends.
Have you seen the Ulta? Have you seen their latest ad and the stuff? They're the next one to go. They've got a trans guy pushing makeup, and he's running around in a fucking dress with hair out of his chest, and I guess he's had breast implants. And a mustache. Why do we celebrate these people? Open the asylums back up so we got somewhere to put them. They can go play with themselves.
Because these manufacturing companies will not say no. No, we're not doing this.
You look at American Eagle; they have a lot of controversy right this second, but their stock went through the freaking roof because they showed normalcy and people appreciate normalcy. It's just a little. It's only the news media going, "Oh my God, oh my," and a certain segment of the population that doesn't matter anyway.
We have a trans friend, and if she walked in right now, you would not know she was really a man. This whole mental issue, she identifies as a woman. She wants to look like a woman. And she will tell you these freaks that's got the green hair and the purple beards that say they're trans. She says they're doing it for social media hits. I don't know baseball. Will it? Scott, will it sell faster if
What's
they use the list easier?
I have the biggest things I've noticed, Kevin, is the listings are built so much better. I'm selling. I'm not promoting anything that I list in batch on that for the first 30 days, and I have sold a lot of media. It's been a lot of media that I've been listing on that, and media is hot to begin with. Um, it makes better listings. Okay, so can I throw James under the bus?
Yeah, go ahead.
So James has 70,000 listings. This dude knows eBay left and right. I listed a thing, and the first one that shows up in the polls is or another listing or whatever. I was looking at one of his listings, and there's a reason why James just did a video out that his sales are on fire. He's been using Listeaser now for I guess 6 or 8 weeks or a month, 2 months, 3 months. I got one of his old listings, and if you look at it compared to what Listeaser makes, it's night and day. It's absolute night and day. The listings are so much better. They are keyword up. They are no nonsense, and they are way easier to find in search. Because the problem is if you try to list in bulk, you as a human you try to repeat the same thing. What characteristics do all cassette tapes have? So you don't get individualized with each cassette. So if you list 100 cassettes in a day, chances are they're all going to say nearly the same description because you've got to get through it. But AI don't have those limitations. AI treats each one of them completely different, and each one of them is keyworded up and made correctly per listing, and so therefore they're easier to find.
Then you have to just go back in there and tweak it because one of the edges on the cassette box is broken and blah 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 blah.
I don't even tweak that because
You don't?
it's in the picture, and if I've got extra ones, I always change them out anyway before I send them out.
Okay. That's because the blast through those listings.
But I mean, everybody who's a bulk lister does that, Craig. It's not just him, but once you let a computer program that operates at a speed that we can't physically do.
What kind of listings does he have that he's got 70,000 listings?
Hats, media.
Tons of media, yeah.
So he's competing against all the other media sellers and Steve the hat seller and all this kind of stuff. I just, I mean,
I think the problem is that way of listing worked for a long time because sheer numbers, and they were searching by titles. The main search engine put so much emphasis on titles, but as they started bringing up item specifics as the precursor to using a different type of search that is keyword based through AI and AI driven, it changed, and that's why a lot of people have struggled, is because they have not adapted to understanding how AI searches, and that the keywords are so. You heard the argument. Oh my God, I hate item specifics. I just want to put the exact ones up and none else. I don't care if I complete the circle. I don't care if I do this. How come they can't find my items? Well, no shit. Those two are related.
good morning, Julie. Chaz, you been sick or something, honey? You haven't listed in a week?
Maybe if you put your whole name back on there, you'd have the strength to list. Chaz hasn't listed. What about acetate or, heaven forbid, the last part of your name list?
Landshark has a good question. If you upload the same pictures, do you get exactly the same results?
Craig, I haven't had two to try that, and I don't know anybody that would try that because you're just going to get a duplicate listing warning. So why would you do two of the same? You know what I mean? They haven't listed either. Damn it, Jackson. None of her personalities have listed at all.
Um, see, Todd's going to throw something at me because I'm like this. If you've got 70,000 listings up, you should be turning some damn dollars. If you're not, you're either selling the wrong thing or your prices are too high. I mean,
No, but Landshark, it's the problem is that he was having great sales and doing very well until they switched search. The problem that I saw with James now that I can see from this, and it's not, this is kind of revisionist because you're on this side of it looking back. You can now see whenever the great struggle happened, and it's because the value search placed on keywords and specifics to locate a specific item versus, you know, the title only this cassette should work. Title only search changed. Josh, I'm not criticizing. I'm just trying to explain why I think the why he hit a brick wall because the search changed. It's not because anything James had done, because James was taking advantage of eBay and doing a wonderful job and an incredible seller. But when they changed, they didn't tell us what changed. Nobody could figure it out. And so now all of a sudden James is using your program, and his last video I saw was his sales are exploding because that program is now writing AI listings.
I'm not, Josh, I'm not criticizing you. God, I wish I had 70,000 listings up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
the problem is we're so dependent on these search engines on these sites, and when they make major changes to it, and that they don't tell a soul, they just change it and hope for the best, and you're stuck trying to figure it out because he worked on harder than anybody I know trying to figure out, because Dusty had already passed. Dusty would have been the same way. Dusty had all those listings, and Dusty would have been tearing his brain up trying to figure out what the hell's going on, the same way
Yeah.
James was, because nobody could figure out. They gave you some hints with item specifics, but they never told you how fucking driven the search was based on. And then as people adopted item specifics moving forward in that first year, it started smoothing out. Sales started coming back some. People started going back a little bit to normal. It's because they started figuring out some of that stuff, but it took forever. Yeah, Amazon don't tell you shit either. Amazon can change it, and they don't care if you drop off a planet. They don't care.
I was looking for something for Roberta, and it's for a baby shower, and I punched in the exact. She had one. She wanted a couple more. Amazon didn't have any. So I was searching on eBay. It had this thing that she was looking for, like 3 listings, and then the listing. I mean the suggestions was all over the place. Had nothing to do with what I was looking for. eBay has really got to.
And so eBay has followed Amazon down the same model, and so not only did they change it where it was so item specific driven and they didn't tell anybody, they also at the same point were really focusing on sponsor listings, and Amazon's the same way. You can go over there and buy keywords even if your item doesn't have anything to do with the keyword you're buying. You can buy the keyword,
Right.
and it is, you almost have to go to Google to find something you're looking for, because the search engines are so, eBay and Amazon are both so hoard out that if I type something, I go to on eBay. If I'm looking for something, I start on like the 4th or 5th. The first one that doesn't say sponsored is where I start. It's terrible.
Josh, when are we going to have bicycle parts and bicycles and bicycle accessories?
Josh, give them the site that you can request categories to the admins. Josh will give you the email address.
Texas, I've looked at it. It's real simple. I just haven't had anything really to list on it because things I have doesn't fit into any of their categories.
Yeah, they're adding categories.
It's easy to use. I mean,
It's
really, it's
very
easy to use.
it is very easy to use.
But you got to sit down. It's one of those things you're going to have to sit down and like Todd will take 2 days. It'll take it will take Todd 2 days to go through all his crap that's sitting behind him to find multiples of the same category.
Josh, I think that was more of the dollar amount on that versus. I think it triggered money laundering because he combined 13 items. Um, and his thing is, I got feedback and I got this and this. So did every other one who's doing money laundering. The other person on the other side is going to go, great feedback. You know what I mean? He's caught in a bad situation that eBay doesn't have an answer for because they're trying. I think the key is it went over $10,000 in the $10,000 range, and that's that reporting range to the government. Because eBay, like Amazon, is because they hold payments and they make payments and they do the management. In the U.S., they're a quasi bank, and so they follow banking regulations. I think that's the part that they don't want to tell Primo that because we are technically a bank holding money, making payments, we had to report you to the government for a $10,000 transaction.
You know, it's like those Black Diamond Disney VHSs that sold for $5,000. I've had friends ask me about that, and I'm like, that sounds like money laundering.
6,000 items in a day. Wow.
Wow.
That's
a lot.
Who took that damn many pictures?
Well, you should be able to afford to pay somebody if you're listing 6,000 items in a day. You should be able to, unless you got it's summertime. You got teenagers, let them get their little narrow asses in there and take pictures for you. But you should be able to afford to pay somebody.
See, Josh, I don't think these people realize. I've been telling them how much my sales are picked up, all the media I'm selling. The pictures are the listings are better. They're easier to find. Therefore, you're presented to people looking for the exact items, and you're going to sell more. You're going to put up more. You're going to sell more.
What if you get all stock photos? Just told AI to find all the stock photos and just use those for your listings. Would that make it even faster?
You're asking for a world of hurt because, what if yours has a scratch on it?
Yeah, I get it. But if you got,
I don't buy from stock photos.
Yeah, Nissa, you got 2 teenagers that are old enough that you can instruct them how to take decent pictures. To let them take pictures for you, because they're going to want to go to college.
So I'll tell you, Anissa. Here we go: antiques, babies, sippy cups, books, catalogs, magazines, textbooks, study guides. There are 50 categories in clothing and shoes. Okay, it's more than that. It's probably closer to 100. I mean, it's page after page. There's all these collectible. It's not just. They're eventually going to get every category. The problem is, and I don't think people underestimate, what does every category have? Every category has item specifics that must be required, that are required. So in order to make a category available and list easier, they have to write the code for every single category because it has to know, because they can't submit a listing that doesn't have the required item specifics. So every single one of them has to be written so that you have to fill those out before you can transmit the information. And that takes a lot of time. Just think about how many categories are on eBay. And it's not just clothing. It's clothing women's, clothing men's, and then each individual one that goes with them. Because clothing men's underwear and clothing men's pants have different item specifics.
Ken, I don't sell a lot. I mean, I don't list a lot of items. I don't need anybody to help me. But once they add the bicycle accessories to it, I'll probably have to have Sasha take pictures for me.
I have to stop making sense? No.
Hey, Itching to Scratch UK.
So you're going to fall into, I think it's going to fall into several categories, and Josh will see this. You're going to have believers, and you're going to have be skeptics. And you're going to have people that are going to say, man, I'm using this. It's a wonderful program. It's really helped me with my sales. And then you're going to have the other side. They're going to give you every excuse known to man not to use something because they're so stuck. Reminds me of somebody. They're going and you're going to fall in one or two camps. You know, it can never work for me. I'm better than a computer. I've done it my own ways. I don't want to spend the money. Whatever the excuse is, it doesn't matter the excuse. You're going to have people that are willing to try and are looking for an advantage in their business, and you're going to have everybody else who was always made excuses.
Here's a question, and this is a serious question. I'm just not trying to kill time.
I'm going to tell you my advice. If Dave had his access to his pictures, I bet if he went back to his old listings and ran his old listings through List Easier, I don't think he'd be able to ship. He'd have to hire a shipper out. He'd sell so damn many.
Do you think, because Amazon did it, do you think if you have too many of one item, Pink Floyd The Wall LPs, that eBay will eventually say, we've got 40,000 of these things on the daggum
They don't care.
platform? You don't think they care?
Amazon only cares if you put it in their warehouse. If you store it, they don't care how many you got.
Okay, because I've seen comments from people that sell on Amazon that they said don't send them in.
There's a difference between FBA and FBM. If it's FBM, you could have 1 million in your own warehouse. They don't care. As long as it's not in their warehouse. That's they care about the space on theirs.
Yeah, whoever is doing Josh's programming for this mess, if Josh isn't paying him very well, then he needs to come over there and say, dude, you do it yourself.
Yeah, Travis the Brain and Super Dave are pretty impressive.
Because just all the, like you said, all the specs for the different product.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they can go in there and just start changing words. There's categories that, they're going to be putting in whole new specs and whatnot. So,
I mean, y'all need to listen to Josh when he tells y'all in 5 years, this will be normal. But you've got a couple, 2, 3, 4 years to really take advantage of it and sell a lot of shit before everybody else catches up with you. And are you willing to take the chance to, what's the worst you can do? Spend a little bit of money, decide it doesn't work for you, and move on. I mean, that's the worst that can happen.
Spend $70 for 10. Is it 10,000 or 1,000?
1,000.
Okay, spend $70 for 1 month and list 1,000 items and see what it comes back. And then cancel it if you don't like it.
I just think that everybody who is giving you an excuse, I'll tell you what I think. People are going to go, oh, but categories are going to get flooded. They said that about everything for you. You think just because some YouTubers are doing it right now and people who watch YouTube, there are millions and millions of sellers on eBay that have no clue that this community exists. I would be willing to bet 95% of eBay sellers have no clue there's a huge online community of YouTube sellers.
And everybody is not big sellers on eBay. They have 3 or 4 things. They're selling grandma's Tupperware.
That's the one thing I would tell Josh, and I've told him before, that I think they're missing the boat is they need a lower category, because I think they're missing out on part-time sellers. If they had one that was 500 listings, that was So for part time, but eventually they'll figure that out. Because I think part time sellers look at the $70 and the 1,000 different than a full time. A full time seller goes, that's just another fee. It puts a lot of pressure on a part time seller to feel like they have to do all those listings to take advantage of the value that 1,000 listings is on that price.
But Jabus, everybody watches my show. They're out there lurking. They're going to go, I've got to go get this thing I've got to get this list easier so I can make money like Scott does. But seriously, there's a lot of there's how many people really do this big time? Most people. I mean, I've got neighbors that sell on eBay. They got like 3 things up there.
Because there's a segment of the population of especially of eBay sellers, like JT, would like to use it but don't want to do 1,000 listings. Just and want to be. Josh says they'll bring a lower tier once they hire a full time customer. That makes sense, Josh.
Yeah.
Because 100 emails a day is your max right now.
Because see, it also makes you think. After listening to Scott, and I believe 90% of what Scott says. The other 10% you have to go. Let me research that.
The Earth is flat.
It for me, because I have so much random shit that needs to get listed, except for bicycle parts, bicycles, and bicycle accessories. It makes me think about when I go out looking to buy stuff. It kind of changes the idea of how you buy stuff for me. If I buy all this stuff, it's not going to take me any time to get it listed because of this wonderful program. Instead of just going out and buying random stuff. I mean, you still buy the random stuff, but Jabus needs something in the 250 to 3. Oh, listings. Okay. Well, see, Josh made this comment up here before. Where is it at? We bring in the lower tier. No, that's not it. I wish you could sort by comments, like person commenting. Anyway, he was talking about the security of it. That's what people's concerned about anything these days is the security of it. Your credit card information and stuff like that, because all of these big companies with big budgets, and not dissing you or anything like that, Josh, but you're piddly ass compared to some of these big national, international resellers, and their shit's getting hacked. That's a big. Y'all were on top. That's the big selling factor right there. Is that you're actively making sure everything's secure.
Yeah, though Josh is right. Anybody who is solving this problem, y'all can't imagine how difficult it is. Travis the Brain and his background and dealing with IBM and whatever that computer's name was that tried to beat the chess champion and all that crazy stuff, the high level stuff that he was involved in. And he has struggled mightily with dealing with eBay because of the issues that eBay presents with their old architecture. The front and the back of the house don't match, all the item specifics, and just the problem with a company like eBay is they're so patchwork and they've had so many people work on it and so many people add to it that you have to fight your way through it, and it's got to be frustrating. Kent says he likes your candle, Tom.
Oh yeah, my son got hacked at a gas station.
Only 90%, Tom. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Is it Bigfoot? Is it flat Earth? Is it?
Never been to space. That's the one that gets me. Tom RCT.
Is it aliens are really just demons and the fallen angels? Is it the Antichrist is going to be a one of them dog-headed figures you see in hieroglyphics and all that kind of stuff. What part of it is it?
When I say piddly diddly, I'm talking about the size of your company. I'm not talking about the people behind it. I'm just saying
I'm telling you, Travis
you're
the Brain.
stressing. Y'all have been stressing this. We've got to make sure everything is secure, and that's what people are concerned about this day. My mother still won't buy anything offline.
Yeah, Travis the Brain is smart. I'm telling you,
Wow, that's great. Well, that's
he's
great that you got somebody on your team that's like that.
and somebody that's that smart who struggle with eBay. You know, it's got to be difficult.
No such thing, Tom. What are you talking about, Kent? Josh, are you in one of the three provinces that's going to become 51, 52, 53?
No,
It'll make your life a lot easier.
he's in Ontario, I think.
Oh, geez, that's where everybody's wanting to live.
He's in the one below Toronto. Is that Ontario?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Canada. I've never been to Canada.
He's near Niagara Falls
Oh, okay.
on the communist side.
Yeah, you're right, Kent. You're right.
All the three ones are all the western provinces.
Yeah. I didn't know where he was up there.
Yeah, did you see the one yesterday? He doesn't know much about politics. The he doesn't talk about politics. He knows a lot. Um, one of those western province uh, leaders come out and said they're doing the pipeline deals and other stuff, regardless of what Ontario says. And she was pretty fired up yesterday.
Now,
Yeah, I was she.
I'm not. Okay, enlighten me, Josh, if you care to.
He
Are
does.
there provinces set up differently than our states? Are they like just part of like okay, we're all doing our own thing, but we kind of like gang together under the Commonwealth? Because they seem to have a lot more free range than they do here.
I typed in "our Canadian" and I got prob, and immediately comes up and says like U.S. states. Yes, they are generally analogous to U.S. states.
Yeah, that item specifics is something else. Tom, I ain't no politician. I have no clue. That's just general civics, Josh.
Yeah, it looks like
I'm just picking at you, Josh.
very similar to states. It looks like the difference is the way the federal government and the states and the provinces interact.
Okay.
Whereas in the U.S., everything is, if it's not specifically in the Constitution given to the federal government, it's assumed to be states' rights.
Right.
And the federal government of Canada has a lot more power than that because there's not a constitution that specifically says what they can or can't do.
You know, how many people laughed when Trump started talking about buying Canada? And what's going on there up there allegedly? And he hasn't had to buy Canada. They're wanting to join us. But you don't know what's going on in the background. How much ass kissing and talking together.
My TikTok went off the rails last night.
What?
Really talking about how the focus has been from Greenland all the way down to Mexico, and really focused on North America and making North America one unit. Because that's what they tried with Africa, and a lot of the people ended up doing it. Finally, look into Elon Musk's grandfather and stuff.
Right. Are you having a local election down there, Jabus? Yeah, it's raining hard here. You know what? I don't think they do either. I think they're just using it to pressure Ottawa.
Yeah, they're mad that if you look at what they say, they're extremely mad that so much of their resources and money goes and is they consider it wasted in Ontario with the federal government, and
Uh,
so they're trying to make a change in that relationship or at least get benefits back is what it looks like.
I mean, it's like now I understand this because I do consider myself relatively intelligent. What is it? The East Coast, which is basically islands and whatnot. Of course, they're not going to have the same impact on economy except for the tourism as Saskatchewan does, where they've got all the oil and the timber. You know, so yeah, more money has to be diverted. You know, uh, Montana, it's got the lowest population of all the countries. I mean, all the states. They get a lot of money.
They also send a lot back in oil.
You know what? Anti-Canada. I'm not anti-Canada. You know,
Tom, why do you say things when you don't have any clue what you're talking about?
who said that?
You,
I'm not.
Wyoming is the least populated state. I knew that wasn't right.
Okay, well, I knew one of them. One of them out there.
It's Wyoming, then Vermont, then Alaska, then North Dakota, South Dakota, Delaware, then Montana.
I was wanting.
You were throwing all that shade on Montana, and they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're like eighth. They're eighth from the bottom. They're number 42.
My mom has a little piece of land out in Wyoming. I
Hey,
think like 1,000 acres.
um, not 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 all of us agree with the views of the host on hating Montana. Some of us like
I do not hate Montana. I've never been to Montana.
me either. It's one of the states I hadn't made it to.
Montana is big enough to have two Congress. Okay. Uh, you know, can California is concerned about the next census. They're scared they're going to lose a couple congressmen because they've had such an exodus of people.
Are they as scared as Texas is? Because Texas they issued arrest orders for all them damn Democrats yesterday.
Did they?
Oh yes, they did.
I've been to
Hey,
Pennsylvania. It's lovely.
hey,
Go Flyers.
hey, Ty, you want me to go inside? Johnny sent me a text about 10 minutes ago saying I made blueberry muffins.
Damn, it's 10:30.
Mm.
I've
Have we ever
has
been
been
to
waiting years
Pennsylvania?
to use that line on Tom.
A couple times. I've been to 42 states. 41 or 42. Can't remember which.
Um, my mom and dad has been to every state except Hawaii, and they were planning on going to Hawaii. Uh, and then my dad got sick. So as we wind this up, I'm
Yeah.
going to say I'm going to tell you what Mom Hux has to say.
Mama
Go
always
while
said,
you can afford it and you're physically able to do it. Because one morning you might wake up and you can't get out of bed, or you don't wake up.
Yeah, I've been to Canada, but never been to Montana. What the hell?
I've never been to Canada. Maybe go next year. If it's British Columbia, I know it's part of Canada before somebody starts slamming it. But the people that I know that have been to British Columbia, they're saying it's the United States across the border. An ex-girlfriend in Montana. I have zero interest in visiting there.
It's not the same because one of the YouTubers I watch about every day. He does videos every day. He's a van life guy out of Vancouver, and he stopped to wash his van at a car wash.
Huh?
And he's putting coins in it, and it said it took loonies. I'm like, what the fuck is a loony? He was putting loonies in it. I'm like, what the hell is a loony?
What is that?
It's not. It's some kind of
it's
Canadian.
a coin.
It's a Canadian coin of some sort.
Well, what the statement I made was, it's not like
I think is it like a dollar coin, Josh? Is a loonie like a dollar coin? Somebody from Canada.
a coin.
We know that part. Damn. No, I said he put loonies in the machine, but we
Canadian
Canadian dollars. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that.
loony. If I can type. Not a cooney, loony.
Yeah, not a tune. Is a toonie? It's it's
A
0.7.
Canadian loony coin.
It's 73 cents on a dollar.
Yeah, toonie is a $2 coin.
Holy! How do y'all learn all this stuff?
Well,
It's too complicated to be Canadian. I can't be Canadian.
I was that Canadian reseller that used to be on YouTube a lot. He did jujitsu and stuff.
It's a sack dollar with a bird. A sack dollar coin with a bird on it.
Tag.
Now, when we were in Australia,
Yeah,
they have a
Joy-
lot of coins. They have a $5 coin, a $1 coin, and I think they had a $2 coin. I kind of liked using the coins.
Jory used to talk about going to a low class strip club, and they called it a toonie bar because that's what you tipped for.
Oh yeah, I remember him saying that. I just ignored what he meant by. I never thought about what he meant by toonie bar. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm a Flyers fan.
You already know what the Flyers are.
They're a hockey team from Philadelphia.
Holy shit!
Not the Penguins. Boo.
What the hell is hockey?
That's a real sport. Man, nothing's better than them two big old guys slamming each other and hitting that wall at 70 miles an hour. Damn, that's sports.
We just got finished talking about Ulta and the man woman doing cologne. Now you wanted to see two men slamming each other.
I tell you what now.
Damn it, Tom.
Blood flying, the sweat, the fist fighting. That's sport now.
I know, JT, the Pineapple Flyers. That's who they are.
70 miles an hour, damn. I don't know. I just know that they look like they're moving awful damn fast across that ice when they hit that wall.
Fanny pack.
Sidney Crosby was a whiny bitch.
Anyway, I need to wrap this sucker up. I need to go take some meds. No, I do like watching hockey. To me, it's a lot. It's fast paced. It gets you going. You know, it's not throw the ball and hit it with a stick. And I'm talking about baseball, not cricket. Or let's huddle up, get in line, and bam, bam, you got 30 seconds of action, and then it's huddling up again. My ADD will not keep up with that. What Tactical Z? What do you talk about? Y'all are perverts. You know that? That's the problem in this country. Everything is being perverted by Tactical Z, Kent. I mean, really, guys, really. This is supposed to be a family show, and y'all just want to be taken again. Nah, well, I do like watching a little sumo, but I'm not going to. And if I ever make it to Japan, we will go to a sumo match. But I'm not sitting watching an hour of sumo. I go to a minor lot. We go see the checkers play, and it's a lot of fun. And one of our friends is from up north, and he grew up with hockey. He doesn't have any front teeth that are really his; they're all fake. Youth hockey league, but he says that the minor league is a lot more aggressive than pro is because they've already made it. All they got to do is perform halfway decent, and they're good. the minor leagues people are trying to get to the pro league. So enjoy offending you. We can choose a different topic and do the same. I know, Jabus. Y'all can find anything. And remember, there is a little button somewhere that you can pay for that right too.
So was that your claim to fame back in your teenage days, old tripod slamming men?
No, 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 no. Chat full of mean girls. Yeah, that's just it. Y'all a bunch of mean ass bitches. You know what I mean? So you're gonna pay for that right. I don't have it up. Okay. Oh, let's see. Hey, dinner. Will you make those pork chops? Oh, sorry. The boss said what we're having for dinner.
Kent said your new nickname is Tom the Man Destroyer.
Oh God. I'm getting ready to pull his. I'm getting ready to pull his wrench. Anyway, thanks for coming back in here today. It's in there somewhere, James. Mr. Sadie uses it. God bless Mr. Sadie.
This is quality entertainment here.
And I'm just kidding. I'm not hitting you up for money. I'm just kidding.
Hey, did y'all see where speaking of comedians, did y'all see where Matt Rife purchased the Annabelle doll from the people who did the exorcism?
No.
He's like, I guess he's like, what's his name? Who does Ghost Adventures? Who has his Zach Bagans? Who has his own museum? Evidently, Matt Rife has like 700 different cursed items. Yeah, he bought Annabelle from whatever the lady's name, her and her husband.
Matt Rife, is that the comedian?
Yeah, Matt Rife, the comedian.
The young guy?
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah. He's funny. I knew his first name was Matt. I wasn't sure.
From the Warrens, Lorraine and Ed Warren were the famous with The Exorcist, the Haunted Annabelle doll.
Mr. Bumcrack, don't let these people get you into trouble. Did your mama never tell you that?
Oh, Chassie says he bought the whole museum, not just the doll. Oh, wow. He buys the home where Annabelle is kept. Oh, I got you.
You know what? We're losing a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, I see Lonnie Anderson passed away yesterday.
Yes.
I was trying to. Somebody didn't even know who she was the other day. I'm like, did you not watch WKRP in Cincinnati? She was married to Burt Reynolds. That was the craziness in the like 80s and 90s. That built the National Enquirer was Burt Reynolds and Lonnie.
Yeah. What's the son from the Cosby Show? He died.
That's been a couple of weeks.
Has that been a couple of weeks ago?
They killed him, Jamal.
Yeah. I mean, that's his name, Jamal. I mean, we're losing a lot of the old good actors. But Lonnie Anderson, she was good on WKRP in Cincinnati. Anyway.
She's one of those that one of the rare ones never had plastic surgery. She was beautiful her entire life.
And the older she got, the more beautiful she got. She doesn't look like some of these celebrities that just they keep doing all this work and they look horrible.
There's a lot to be said about looking age appropriate. There's a very
because people like Brooke Shields, I think Brooke Shields is a lot prettier older woman than she was when she was younger.
I have a problem with Brooke Shields because I can't decide whether she was born a man or not. Does that fall into that 10%?
Watch it, yeah. Because all you got to do is watch. What was that show? She did a movie when she was young, and she was nude in it.
That don't matter. It's plastic surgery; they can make whatever. Just think about the things that they let us see they can do.
Lord Scott, Lord. Let me put a.
I've always thought Brooke Shields might be a man.
Blue Lagoon. No, not the Blue Lagoon. It was when she was like 11, 12. Baby doll, or it was like a.
I can't be the only one who has a thought that Brooke Shields might be a man. Come
Never
on.
thought that, Scott. Never thought that.
Just because Tom didn't think. There's somebody else in the chat have had that thought.
Never thought that at all.
I've never thought she was attractive or so.
Yeah, Elton John's still going strong.
They're gonna leave me hanging out there. Come on, chat. At least
They're
Kent.
they're like Scott has lost his mind on this.
At least I know Kent's with me. Come on, Kent.
He can stick. He can do the flat earther thing, but sometimes nah. All right, I got to get take some meds. I'm starting to
The
cough a
name
lot.
Brooke. The name Brooke could be Brooks for a dude too. So there you go.
Yeah, we have some pretty baby. That's it. That's it, Chaz. She's a prostitute.
Hey,
Anyhow,
Eric.
what did Eric say?
He never thought that. That's because back then you were probably thinking too much of Tripod the Man Destroyer.
All right, whatever. Okay, thank you all for coming in here with this nonsense. I
It's
really enjoyed seeing you all.
It's like a Friday night.
Todd, you haven't got to say shit during this show. Scott came in here and just took over the show.
Well,
You got anything?
you asked me a question early in the show, and then Scott, you just kept talking, so I gave up.
So is everything going okay with you?
You don't even remember what you asked me.
I have no fucking idea.
Hey, let the record show I was nice to Chastity today.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't.
How's sales been, Todd? Real fast, let's give Todd some airtime. Todd, how was your sales?
You can't make up for it now, Tom.
Okay.
You're
All
just
right.
a turd.
All right. Look for Scott.
I'm gonna change my eBay listing and say this is Tom the tripod. Come by Tom the tripod.
Lord have mercy. Y'all have a great day. Thank you guys for coming here with me for this nonsense. Look for Scott's show and his bullshit tomorrow, and because he tries to be the businessman on his show, but when he comes to everybody else's show, he's full of shit.
Only on Wednesday. Friday night, I'm full of shit like any time else.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks again. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Tripod.